Hi, I'm Colin. Welcome to Learn Somatics. Today I want to show you another movement to help you improve your walking pattern. It's also going to help you loosen out your low back, your waist and your hips as well. You're probably going to want to be proficient in at least arch and flatten before you do this, and possibly also the walking 1 and walking 2 movements as well. So if you're not familiar with those movements, I suggest going back and looking at those first, then you can come back to this one and I think you'll get more out of it. And we're going to start by going into what I think is traditionally called a bridge, like so. So by pressing through our feet and letting our hips come up in the air. Now, from here, I want you to just relax your butt. So you're going to let yourself hang off your knees. So you're not letting your butt come down to the ground, but you're letting it just sort of hang like a hammock. Your whole body's hanging like a hammock off of your knees. And this is your working position. This is where you're going to work from. And adjust your foot position so it feels like you can do it, but your back's not going to be arched. Your back should feel pretty soft in this position. Now from here, we're going to shift our weight onto our right foot. So I'm going to press with my right foot into the ground, and you'll find that that sends the right knee forward and it makes the left hip just sag, right? Because we're letting our hips hang off our knees. When we press through that right foot, the whole pelvis just sort of sags down to the left, and then come back to hanging off both knees. And just repeat that again. Pressing into your right foot, feel the left side sag down. You're letting your whole low back and hips hang off your knees, and then just bring the weight back onto both feet. We do that a couple of times. We press the weight into the right foot, right knee travels forward, left side of the hip sags down more than the right. And then we bring the weight back onto both feet, but we still keep that sort of hanging feeling on our hips. Weight into the right foot, left hip sags down, weight into both feet, hips sag in the middle. And last time, weight into the right foot, left hip sags down, back to middle. Okay, bridge your hips, come down, straighten out your legs and see how that feels. So we've just kind of done one side there. Just notice if that's made your back feel a bit more comfortable, more relaxed, more soft, and giving you more contact between the back of your pelvis and the ground. Okay, let's come back to the working position and do the left foot. So put the weight through the left side. So again, knees bent, feet are flat. We lift up, get our hips off the ground, and then we let them sag, right? So you have to let your back go completely to do that. So our hips are now hanging off our knees like a hammock, as I said. You've got this nice sag feeling. And now we're going to press weight through the left foot. At the moment, our weight is balanced evenly through the left and right foot, but I'm going to press into that left foot. Now the left knee travels forward and the right side hip sags down. And then slowly shift your weight back to both feet, and you'll feel your pelvis levels up again. It stays hanging, but it levels up. Weight goes through the left foot, right side of the pelvis sags down. Slowly bring the weight back onto both feet, but keep that hanging, sagging feeling through the hips and low back. Weight through the left foot, right side of the pelvis sags, and then bring the weight back onto both feet. Let's do 2 more of those. Weight through the left foot, right side of the pelvis sags down. Feel how you have to let this central part here just be soft, and then shift your weight back onto both feet. And then just do that one more time. Weight through the left knee travels forward, right side hip sags down. And then slowly back to middle, weight on both feet. Let your back and hips come down. Straighten out your legs and see how that feels. Okay, and again, having done the second side, you should be starting to get a more even feeling through the back of your lower back, back of the hips, and even possibly more of your legs feeling rested on the floor, because we're getting a little bit into our hamstrings as well when we're doing this, the backs of the thighs. Okay, so we can do the right side, we can do the left side. Let's make this a little more complex, but also a little more relevant to walking. So again, knees bent, feet flat, lift the hips up into our bridge, then let our back and hips sag down towards the floor, but we keep them up. So we're a little bit pelvis tucked that way, all right? And now we're going to put our weight into our right foot, so the left hip sags down. And from here, we're going to shift our weight back onto the left foot, so the right hip sags down. So now we're getting to this kind of walking pattern. So just go back and forth. Weight through the right foot, weight through the left foot, weight through the right foot. So you're pressing into that right foot, weight through the left foot. And you're just going to get a little rhythm going. And it's basically like walking, right? You're putting your weight on one foot and then the other. And go back and forth like this and see if you can do it in such a way that your hips and your low back are just relaxed. They're able to sag. They're moving because of you pushing your weight through one foot and then through the other foot. Feels real nice in your lower back, in your waist, and in your hips. And as you're going back and forth, just begin to let your low back and your hips incrementally come closer and closer to the floor until you're just skimming the floor, until you're eventually, your low back is on the floor and you're still doing this action of transferring the weight, and you're just rolling essentially your pelvis side to side on the ground now. So now you're still doing the same thing with your feet in terms of exchanging the weight left to right. But now my back is on the ground and my hips are on the ground and they're just shifting back and forth. Okay. And you can make that smaller and smaller. Use less pressure through each foot until you're doing a little small movement. You're back in the middle and you're actually now doing walking number 2. So we've sagged from this movement we were doing today back to walking number 2. Okay, and pause it there. Let your legs be out straight and see how that feels. That's a nice movement, really helps to improve the feeling of the low back in walking. Gives you a sense of how you can have your low back can be relaxed and soft. And the more relaxed and soft your trunk is, your low back, your waist, the easier it is for the hips to shift side to side, forward and back, which facilitates freer walking. If you enjoyed that movement, you're probably going to like that one there and that one there. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.